voice, by the way. I have a voice for everything I do, and this is my, hey, yeah, poetry. How about that? So the first poem I'm going to read you is actually about Greg Finley, who is not here today, but I read it to him over lunch this week, and he gave me permission to read it to you, even though it insults him thoroughly. It's called Dean for Greg Finley, and I hope you enjoy it and maybe catch some subtle jokes that are placed in here. Alright, so Dean. I've got something to say about old men who sit behind desks. Now, I've kept this to myself, herself, and every other self I've got whirling inside my head, so you better hold your horses and wait for me to speak my mind, whichever one that happens to come out. I met this man 2 years ago and then some. He was adding it all up and subtracting by one too many years' experience, and he sat right there behind that desk. He said, read this, kid, and don't forget to dog-ear those pages of important things, and get back to me in 50 years when you've got everything figured out, when you've got time and money and all the power in the world, because, ladies and gentlemen, this man didn't take me seriously. You can laugh at my town with its oddity of a name, but you can't laugh right into my face. But old men who sit behind desks with white hairs and spectacles somehow think they can make a spectacle out of me. Me, myself, herself, and all the other selves I've been saving up. Well, no, now, I don't let old men walk over me, so I looked him in the face with all the selves I have and gave them all the gall they could muster. And fact, didn't he just laugh right into my selves? And suddenly that desk seemed to grow as his eyes made me smaller. I was electrified with the sight of drooping eyelids looking me up and down, emphasis on the downward spiral his eyes threw me into. Because my academic future lay in the palm of some wrinkly old man with too much twinkle in his eye and not enough oomph. Or so I thought, and me and myself, we thought a lot of things. We thought a lot of things. Throw me into the river, he said with a cheeky grin he gives me every day, in and out. See if I float, and I should have taken my chance to call his bluff. But this old man behind the desk with a twinkle in his eye, damn. I think we like him, cried every self I had collected from every moment I had ever lived. I think we like a man with a desk who says to call him crazy. We like cheeky men with ideas about who we are. So I traded in my downsized ego for gross spurts of admiration. Imagination is a funny thing when we attach ourselves to people, places, and waterways. So beavers be damned, there's a self growing in my head behind a desk with spectacles and ideas about who we are. And there's an old man with white hair and grins pumping me with new selves. So reserve judgment and then dive right in. So reserve judgment in a pool, then dive right in. Brisk swims in cold current waters give way to disciplines never imagined, and attach yourself to lying old men with crazy ideas to aspire to.